Akshan Jungle is kind of meh, unless
Hopefully
you're
this is
really
fixed.
good at it. I have seen it. You have to know how to do the Akshan
Oh.
wall glitch.
Okay, let's click the link and verify. It's working! We're actually streaming live. It's no longer just a VOD stream.
Cool.
Alright. You can take the wheel if you want. I said my piece. Hopefully audio's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, audio should be good now.
Interesting draft. Akshan Jungle isn't something you see a lot. I don't know why they flexed Akshan into jungle instead of just sending it top lane. Does their top laner not play Akshan?
Their top laner does play it.
So why didn't he just take Akshan into Graves?
Because the Graves could have been jungle. I can share the draft. Or I linked you the draft so you can see the order.
Yeah, I saw the draft.
So they may have
But
thought it was Graves jungle.
yeah, but if it's Akshan top, I don't think you have a pick that threatens. But I don't like Set into Graves. I think that's a Graves favored matchup unless Graves fucks.
Hmm.
Set kind of dookies on him if Graves gets behind. But that's kind of what happens to Graves if he ever falls behind in all matchups. He just kind of is a split push champion without a home. I think Poppy's good into Akshan. That sounds awful if you're Akshan jungle into Poppy. She can just run at you and you just get depression.
Hmm.
Akali mid in every matchup is about weathering the storm to level 6 and then all inning with your crazy power spike and looking for roams, so it's going to be dependent on how far AJ can get ahead. And then bot lane, I've never played Nico Soraka. I hear it's decent.
Oh, it's super strong. It's one of my techs.
Yeah, but I think it's hard because you have to outscale a Jinx. It's not just winning lane. You have to keep the Jinx down. And Soraka can help do that, but
Hmm.
there's not really a champion that matches Jinx range late game, right?
Not really.
When she's got 750 range, just right clicking you, pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean she can get picked out by like Ori and Nico at range.
Yeah, like if you get a good Ori ball, if you get a nice Nico pick,
Right, and Poppy
yeah.
can also kind of go in and flank angle and stuff.
But I just think it's very hard. A front to back team fight is
Yeah,
just
it's gonna be super hard for
so
Jinx to get out of
screwed.
lane though. Like that's this lane is super dominant. Dominant. Once you hit level 2, I mean, there's not a level 2 in the game that beats it. Because you land the root, Soraka E's underneath. Soraka lands free Q. Nico lands free triple Q. Like you'll actually take someone 100 to like 10 with just one land of a root. So it's really annoying, really obnoxious. And then they have heal and shield amp because they get to go revitalize with Soraka shenanigans.
Yeah, Nico was buffed this patch. It was a damage buff on Q and CD on W, right? If I remember right.
I do not remember. I don't know what the buff was. I
Not the
know it was
patch
super
that
strong
comes out
before.
tomorrow, but the patch that came
Right.
out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I don't remember that patch. I know it's not on the patch tomorrow.
Patch tomorrow has a pretty meaningful Zinzowner.
Yeah, it doesn't matter too much for solo.
A second off your ult invincibility is fucking massive in late game team fights. I think the E nerf is whatever. It'll make his clear slower because you'll get less E charges, but I think that one doesn't matter as much as the ult. losing a second of invincibility. That Xin change is pretty nutty. It's a lot of his utility in late game team fights, just dying faster.
Hmm.
I think it's not the biggest nerf, but the ult one is definitely the biggest too. I can't remember the rest of the patches, but it doesn't matter because we're in game now. So stop talking about changes coming to the game and
There we go.
look at changes that we have here. It's fleet footwork on Akshan jungle. So I guess he just gets beaten the crap out of by jungle monsters early game. So he needs the defensive keystone to help him clear. Honestly, if you have to take a setup like fleet footwork in order to make the jungle champion work, most of the time it just means the jungle champion doesn't work.
I will say, Fleet Footwork is the only keystone that like actually works in the jungle, though. I know
Uh,
back when they first did the whole keystone rework, a lot of people would just take it no matter what their jungler is. You're playing Sejuani, take it, right? Like,
the reason you were taking on Sejuani is you were playing against fucking Trundle.
uh, people still took it, even
Okay.
against non-Trundle.
I just know, like, if you're playing Sejuani against Trundle, you go Fleet because it clears faster, and the alternative is taking Aftershock Sejuani into Trundle, which is
Right.
pretty fucking grief.
Unless you plan to never play to the same side of the map as Trundle.
Unless you're never gonna be next to Trundle, correct?
We all know it's Sejuani split push. Anyway, so in this game,
Yep, in this game, we got Nico. There is no shenanigans for Nico this game. Nico's an interesting champion in that she gets the base movement speed and attack range of the champion she turns into. So if you have something like I don't remember a champion with high base movement speed, but if you have like Caitlyn on your team, if you're playing Nico mid, you turn into Caitlyn and just auto people with Caitlyn range. So early hook coming through, getting a bit of trade down, but Soraka's gonna land the Star Call. She'll be a-okay for now. It's going to be interesting to see how Akshan chooses to path. I have not seen this jungler be played before. Looks like for now he's just going to use the heroic swing to get around the corner, so not a lot of DPS coming from that ability, and he's going to do. It looks like full clear, going red to Krugs. He might skip Raptors and go to his blue because that's a level 3 clear, but with level 2 being hit in the bot lane, Kansas City Esports did not quite respect it. Turds gets hooked up, blows his own flash. Unfortunate in this early lane phase, but in the other lanes, you got Oriana pushing into Akali, getting early CS lead. That's generally how it happens with the Akali lanes. Akali weak early, but hit stronger later. And you got lane priority for Poppy in the top lane. Akshan's basing after Krugs. Is this jungle pick good, bro?
he
He's
has. I saw that he played it in a couple of his games, and he has like a .1 KDA or something on it. Like he
okay.
did not do that great when he has been picking it earlier.
Poppy has prow in both her lanes. I really wish that she'd look to invade Akshan because she knows that champion's going to be low HP in the jungle just off the nature that he is fucking Akshan jungle and has no sustain besides the fleet footwork and not really that great at kiting. As he's gonna go for his wolves. I just want Poppy to guerrilla warfare straight to this blue buff. Just go to the blue buff. She doesn't know. Akali is gonna cover the scuttle crab, so they will see her now. With this Graves Brio, I mean, Poppy's gonna elect to play it safe, head back to her own camp. She will have tempo in clear, right? She's already cleared 5 camps, 6 if you count the Scuttle Crab, whereas Akshan has cleared all of 3. As Akshan now looking for a top lane gank, Graves getting cut pretty low, but set flashes into nothing. Doesn't matter. Sad boy Kevin holds onto his summoner and gets taken down. Golden Spatula finally getting some value out of this. Akshan gets a gank off in the top lane and will pick up an assist. But he's still down in XP and gold for now. This pick is really not showing up, and if you're gonna pick something off meta like this, you got to make it show its worth. Does this match affect playoffs for both of these
Yes,
teams, or both
yes.
kicked
Both
out?
teams need a 2-0 win and lucky tiebreakers.
Okay, so this Akshan pick, unless he really thinks it's OP, I think it's just a for fun thing, right? Or
He played a few games. I finished my scouting on Sunday, so he may have played more, or Monday actually, but he may have played more games after the day on Monday or earlier
What
today.
were they normal games, or is he playing this in
They
rank?
were in normals. And then I believe he played it in his last CSL game, if I recall. I'd have to double check though.
Okay, did he win it at least in the last CSL
No,
game? Or?
they lost their last week's 2-0.
Okay, so
Ooh,
so
and
far
here's the
not very.
combo.
This is oh, that combo's disgusting. She's silent. She can't get out. She pops the cleanse, but it doesn't matter. The ignite from friggin' turds will take her down. Akshan's swinging in the mid lane, but he doesn't have much of an impact. Poppy's just doing his Raptor camp, and the Gizzle Fizzle doesn't blow a sum, doesn't even get forced to use any pots. They were already gone, and Graves now flashing onto Akshan. Akshan forced to flash away. This jungle pick is not looking that strong. It constantly has to reset, never has the health to clear, is getting invaded. And with Jinx going down in the bot lane, Nico's getting some advantage of her own. She already has about 10 CS up, has that solo kill. Kansas City Esports are performing pretty good in this early game. So, well, tiebreakers, how do those work in the CSL here?
So it's not entirely clear. My understanding is it looks at your overall record, so the full match, right? So we're currently 3-2, or we're 3-2. So if we win this, we'd go to 4-2. And then it looks at your actual game win loss record, I believe, is the next tiebreak. So all
Okay.
of our wins were 2-0 and all of our losses were 0-2, which is um actually, I looked at the other teams, it's slightly above average, but there are some other
Oh,
teams that would have to
as you say
lose.
that, Akali is going in for an all-in. Oriana is out of mana. If she can get enough damage for that perfect execution, not quite. Wind trading almost found the solo kill in the mid lane, but not quite enough damage. She just blows that ultimate. Her all-in potential wasn't there, and she's going to be forced to take a reset with the Oriana. If I'm Oriana, I take that. You get the Akali's ultimate burned while not getting anything for saying. As Akshan comes in for a gank in the bot lane, but Nautilus is rooted up. He can't get any value. The hook will now land, but what can happen? A Poppy will charge one into the wall. They're getting cunked very low. Nico Tangle Thorns will not quite land. Low health bars for the side of this blue team, but no one falls. The important summoner used, though, is Akali. TP'd into the bot lane. I think she wishes she had that perfect execution now. If she hadn't gone for that botched all in, she might have been able to look to force something with that TP. Instead, it's just used defensively to keep her bot lane alive. And not much. Ooh, if that Tangle Thorns or Tangle Barb landed, it might have been a kill onto Nautilus, but. Oh,
Oh
Poppy.
my gosh.
He's just gonna go in, hits him with the hammer, picks up the solo kill in the jungle. I think Akshan's boomerang picked up the red buff, so he still gets the red buff XP, so he's not as sad.
Well, and depending on the
But
order,
it's
he might even still have the buff, because if he got the kill on it after Poppy killed him, then he'll keep the
uh
buff.
yeah, true. True. You can mouse over him to check.
Nope. It is on
So he
Poppy.
does not have it. It might have gone to no one.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's
that
on
happens.
Poppy. I clicked on her.
Okay, so Poppy did get the red buff. So Akshan got the red buff but went down. As Akali's now going in for the all-in, Ages of Fizzle flashes in the turret, perfect execution. Second hit will take it. Win trading. Picks up the solo kill in the mid lane. Ages of Fizzle just barely wasn't able to flash away from that shuriken flip, so it will mean he'll go down. He still has his Marta CS lead. He has the TP to come back to lane, so he's not going to lose that much. As Poppy's instead going to hold the weight and win
Oh
trading.
no.
Going in, flash forward, but Poppy denies any use of that shuriken flip. Flash forward into the steadfast presence W. I don't remember the Poppy old name. Feel like we'll take it down, and Nasagi Pico showing what Lollipoppy can do, just beats him. Keeper's verdict. Now that makes sense. Keeper's verdict. Well, with Poppy basing, Akshan's gonna go in to steal some jungle camps, but if you look, he's already down like 6 camps. It's not close.
600
He's
gold.
600 gold down. He's not even going to be. He takes the full Raptor camp. If all you can punish off of Poppy solo killing your mid laner is taking his Raptor camp, I think you're pretty sad. as he might look for a gank in the top lane. Sadboy Kev does have the ultimate, but he doesn't get away from the facebreaker. Akshan now here. Showstopper's gonna come out. Sadboy Kevin trying to kite away back into the minions, trying to get away. Pops that ultimate, but doesn't have the flash. Real Luke picks up the kill, and Akshan with another gank in the top lane, panning out, getting some more gold for his top laner. This Graves pick has not gotten a lot of value. It is building towards that hole breaker, so it still will be a split push menace. Whereas Real Luke has had to make that stop off for the Ninja Tabby, for these defensive boots. As Poppy might look for a gank here in the mid, win trading, just gonna 5-point strike away, walking out. He's got the support there, but Jinx is getting zoned off the minions in the bot lane in the meantime, and all in all, 10 minutes in, gold is within 500 between these two teams. Dragon advantage to Kansas City Esports. Not too far for either team to pick it up as now. Oh, that combo is so stupid. He's just silenced the whole fucking time. Holy, as Friggin' Turds picks up another with that Pop Blossom. Managed to take the kill as Akshan now looking in the mid lane. Angels of Fizzle will spot it out. And this auction has very little gank pressure with these roams. Going forward with that heroic swing, Akali goes forward with Perth Execution, might get taken down, but we're going to go showed bot lane instead, where they're going to dive him under tower. Hayukim nowhere close to dying, has the ultimate for this mid fight as well. If anyone there was close to fall. Poppy going back in. Oriana doesn't have the ult, but Akshan has almost no way out. Flash from Golden Spatula trying to get away, but it's not going to be enough. You'd think he's going to be forced into the tower.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
He's
no.
stealth gaming.
Oh, he's out.
He actually gets out there. Oh no.
Disgusting. All right, well that's the real power of the Akshan jungle, I guess. There's just walls
Yeah.
everywhere. You go stealth, you dip out whenever you want.
Unfortunate that they wouldn't check there. The stealth is such a big zone too. If you get anywhere close to him, you see him. So it's kind of unfortunate. He's not even trying to kite jungle camps. What the hell is the? I guess he's basing, so it doesn't really matter what damage he takes. But
Well, and also if you do kite because you're Akshan, you'll end up actually canceling your second auto a lot of the time, and then you won't DPS as hard.
You can move between auto attacks.
Yeah, between the double auto attack, but he might like mess it up or whatever. Like it's just more consistent to not if you're gonna recall.
True. True as Graves not doing a lot of damage. These Ninja Tabbies for set are really putting in work. Just keeping him from doing
Oh
anything as
no.
Akshan might be here for the bot lane gang. Friggin' Turds doesn't know. He goes into the Pop Blossom, but it hits no targets. Flash away from the dredge line will mean he survives for now. Flash trade for the bot lane carries of these two squads as Akali goes in for the all-in in the mid lane. Perfect execution. Might be enough damage to seal it, but with AJ getting under that tier 2 tower, he will be fine. A lot of action, but no kills. Akshan, though, looking again. Nico might have found the solo kill. Everfrost under the turret picks one up. Akshan now on the chase, but the Keeper's verdict will keep his teammates alive. Nasagi Pico defends that bot lane play with an excellent use of the ultimate, but Akshan's heroic swinging in there. He might be in a little trouble, but Poppy is not going for it. Pings are coming down that Akali is missing, so they will just back off now. Set also in the area, sending all their members bot to try to salvage this lane that Nico has gotten ahead, and Set has been engaged on, gets rooted up, gets silenced. He cannot pop the face breaker. Oh man, when you said this combo was disgusting, I didn't realize it was that fucking stupid. What was
Yeah.
that? Set just dies because he's silenced and rooted. So Akali going forward, she has a lot of damage down to Akali. Akali might just fall. Flash away, but with the Soraka ult coming through, it's not quite enough. Can Graves land the collateral damage? Not quite. The Ignite picks it up. Traded 1-for-1 in the mid lane, but with the rest of the team collapsing, they might be able to get this turret. They got the dragon. Jinx pushing in the side lane, getting that free farm though. So trade of pressure. Nautilus is just going to be taken very low. They should get the mid lane tower for the first turret of the game. Now that turret platings have fallen, and Kansas City Esports have bought themselves a bit of an advantage. I think they have warranted the Jinx being weak enough that this bot lane pick was okay. I still think if the game goes to like 30 minutes, Jinx is going to be a problem, but for now, with 2 dragons picked up, with it being an Infernal Soul, they might be able to make a case for themselves. It's just going to be, if the game gets late enough, they don't really have a lot of tools to get onto the late game hyper carry that is Jinx.
I
Sadboy
will
Kev
say
will
they
get
will have
through earlier.
options for Poppy knockout.
Yeah.
So
Oh, but Sadboy Kev's in a little bit of trouble. Nautilus coming up, trying to find this play. Graves has the flash away. He cancels the Nautilus ultimate with that smoke screen. I didn't know that was an interaction you could do. Is now Poppy going in 1v3. She's got the Orianna coming to back her up, but she's not going to be that tanky. Orianna ult will stall for now, but it's still 3 low health bars. And with the Akali TPing in, this fight is going to go to the side of blue. Akali misses the shuriken flip, so she's not going to quite be able to get that dash on. Sadboy Kev is a very tanky Graves with this hole breaker. But with the set diving him under tower, the true damage will come through. It's going to be 3 kills picked up in the top lane. And out of an overforce from Nasagi Pico, they did not quite have that Sirocco ult for that man advantage. They went in, the Kali ult responded. Just a bit of an overforce from Kansas City Esports there.
yeah, definitely. They really did not need to be playing towards this top side. They need to let Graves just split with the Hull Breaker while playing towards the strong Nico.
Yeah. Instead, they try to make a reactionary play. Poppy thinks she saw the window. Instead, it's just going to be a bit of gold injected into this set. Real loot. Now, 4-1-1 on the pick. Has his completed mythic item. Is going to be a real menace in the side lane. With that true damage from his passive, he might even be able to try to break through some of that extra resistances that Graves has with this Hull Breaker. But Hull Breaker Graves is so popular because you instantly get wave priority just because of the nature of the champion. And then also, Hull Breaker is just such a stupid item. It gets nerfed next patch, but right now it's just so obnoxious on these ranged top laners that just want to constantly fight you. As Aegis LaFizzle, with that arrival of Nazaki Picos, trying to look for this trade. Wind Trading, though, has the backup of his team, Akshan, coming in. Directed cameras instead show us the top lane fight, which means no one dies bot lane, and maybe we get a kill up top as Set has used all but the ultimate. Sadboy Kev just forced away. Jinx Rocket goes wide, so nothing else to chunk him out. He's going to pop both of his pots, sit back, maybe lifesteal off the Krugs, and should be fine. But once dragon spawning in a minute 30. Thank you, chat pings from AJ. What do you want to see Kansas City Esports set up around? What do you think?
Yeah, just play for the dragon. They can take this game relatively slowly. Like I'm actually not too concerned with like letting Jinx scale here. They just need to make sure they're getting those major objectives whenever they're up.
Yeah, they got a minute on the Drake. They have vision control of the area right now. If you look, they've got 2 control wards in that bot side river. They got 1 near the entrance to the blue. They got 1 on the pit, and it looks like they're going to group up with their support 4 members strong. Maybe they find a pick onto Wind Trading all alone in the bot side, pushed pretty far up. Instead, they're going to look to death bush it. They have vision control of the area. Poppy scouting out. She will get seen now. AJ
Yeah,
maybe
the
looking
play
for a
may have
play on
worked
Akshan.
if the Poppy was not spotted out. I like this sitting in this bush. Okay, they need to back out.
Yeah, Nautilus sees them now, and with mid-wave shoved in, they might just trade mid-tower for the dragon. It looks like that's not the call, though, because everyone in Kansas City Esports is collapsing now on the Outcove Gaming of Wind Trading. Wind Trading has the TP for support going in for the all-in, but she's cut so very low,
Oh no.
keeps the fight going. Set gets the showstopper down, but Pop Blossom hits no one. Akali is the first one to file in this fight, but Friggin' Turds might be next. Goes into the Hourglass. Jinx has been jumped on. Jinx is not quite taken down. AJ will take credit for that one. Now Friggin' Turds in a little bit of trouble. Gets punched out by Set. It's an all-out brawl in the bottom lanes with Tadboy Kev looking for something a little further, has the Soraka healing, has him keeping alive. Golden Spatula gone. Ages of Fizzle picks the credit for that one. And the collateral damage will finish the fight off. It's going to be a 4-for-1 in favor of Kansas City Esports with a dragon to boot.
I will say though, the set got the kill, and the set is actually one of the key pieces that I think is going to be able to really beat on this Nico. It could feasibly be the case that he just kills the Soraka or he just kills the Nico before one can save the other, you know?
Yeah, definitely, especially with how that fight went. Like, Jinx didn't do anything in that fight, right? She got
Right.
instantly dashed on by Poppy. She blew cleanse and flash, but still just immediately
Uh,
died. As Nautilus is going to cancel Sad Boy Kev's base. He's not in danger of dying, just going to be a little annoying. And
he
yeah,
did have the sweeper. He could have just cleared the ward and then recalled.
especially Set can deny the Nico engage, right? If Nico tries to go into your team with that Pop Blossom, Set can just showstopper her. And then your Nico finds 0 value, and a lot of Nico's team fight damage is in that ultimate. So we'll have to see how they're able to play it out. But if we look at item completions, big members have two, as now they might have popped out Nico. Set coming in, gonna get that face breaker, but it's
And she
not
just
quite.
doesn't die.
Nico just doesn't die. She's got a Soraka pocket healing her. The Super Mega Death Rocket tickles the Poppy. And
That is 2 ults for 1.
2 ults for 1 indeed, as now Poppy may be looking to go into Sagi Pico. Sniffs out a fight, and it's almost always losing there if you're playing against the Soraka, right? If you're beating down on the player that Soraka is healing, but you're not damaging the Soraka and you don't burst Nico out instantly, it is so hard to kill that champion.
Hmm. And here,
Set is DC'd, lagging.
that has to
He's
be a
lagging.
lag.
He DC'd earlier this game, so I think he was just lagging there. As Real Luke now looking for Sad Boy Kev. He's got that dash. He's got the Stride Breaker to slow. He's got the ultimate. I don't know why he flashed, but
Whoop.
he's not quite enough. Sad Boy Kev picks it up with the collateral damage. A little too over eager. I think if Set had just ulted, it might have gone better, but the Wish from Soraka will keep the Graves alive.
I will be right back, by the way. I gotta run to the
That's
restroom.
fine.
You can keep casting.
It's fine. Yeah, just a little bit of overforce. They weren't quite able to find the mark, as that QW from Oriana did half of Jinx's HP. Poppy Nasagi Pico will take the credit for that one. Keeper's Verdict denies the blast cone. And now it's Nautilus on the run. Naughty Nautilus, where can you go? But the answer's not far enough away. Golden Spatula forced to run away from the Graves. And it's the bot lane of this blue team killed for nothing. And with about 4 minutes on the Dragon, the gold lead sits at about 3K. Actually, 4K. Exactly 4K for Kansas City Esports in this match. We look at item completions, which we were going to do for a little bit. Now, maybe not, because Poppy maybe found a Kali, but a Kali with the 5-point strike, with that dash over the wall, will be fine. Nothing gained, nothing lost, but Set is the big one on this blue team. Real Luke has 2 items that Stride Breaker plus Sterix. Sterix, of course, have changed this patch. Shield now scales off bonus HP, and he doesn't have a whole lot of that, so the Sterix shield will be pretty depressingly small. It's going to be like a 200 HP shield, so not all that impactful. Yes, it will still deny some of that damage. It will still be helpful, but it's not going to be quite as big as something like the Graves' shield bow shield. So not quite as strong as it used to be. Akshan has 1 item completed as a Kali, looking for Graves in the top lane. Nice use of the smoke screen. Will keep him safe for now, but he's got the whole team coming for him. Can Graves do it? Can he find the outplay? Collateral damage won't quite take out the mark, but the Ignite will. Sad Boy Kev picks up 1 in the 3v4, in the 1v4. Trade will mean the res comes through, but that's pretty good if you're the side of Kansas City Esports. They commit 4 members to the top lane play They commit the Akali ult, and they're only able to get one pick as maybe Poppy's been caught out here. She's so far away from her team, but the Soraka's right there behind him. A nice silence on the Orianna ult will pick up the fight. Golden Spatula looking to hide, looking to get away. The heroic swing will buy him some distance, but a flash from Aegis will fizzle will knock him down. Dragons spawning here in 15 seconds. The team fight going the way from Kansas City Esports. It's going to require a miracle out of Wind Trading or Derek to find this win. And we'll just have to see. At the beginning of this draft, it was a question mark. The Akshan jungle, is it good or is it troll? As now Jinx might have found the Orianna with the Akali there to back it up. Akali will trade kills for her carry. Soraka not quite enough to keep Aegis Fizzle alive. But it's going to be Infernal Soul picked up. And Jinx, we said that she was a late game terror. We said that if she gets her items, but it doesn't look like she'll get them as Soraka gets engaged on, but Nautilus doesn't quite have the damage to follow up Akali now, trying to find something, trying to keep the fight going, but Soraka's keeping her carry alive. Friggin' turds will now fall. Soraka might be next if they can finally get on her. The comeuppance will be blocked by Poppy. It's going to be 2 kills for this blue team, and they might just start up the Baron. They have to try something, right? This is your PowerPoint. This is your timer. You've lost soul. You have the objective bounties. You have to try to force on something, as now Graves has found Akali in the Shroud. Akali's just getting chunked out. The collateral damage won't quite do it, but it's enough to discourage the Baron attempt. Poppy now going in 1v4, scared of nothing as Nasagi Pico. The keeper's verdict doesn't hit a target. The Baron has been stopped. The objective will not fall. The gold lead will still be with 5,000 to the side of Kansas City Esports. And if you're this blue team, you've got one thing to wait for, and it's those Jinx items. She's so far from having a meaningful item breakpoint, though. Nico has 3 items, has the Hourglass, has the Everfrost, has that Shadow Flame, but Jinx is still on components, sitting on that garage sale, has the Gale Force, but has not much else. Pretty close to that rapid fire cannon. I think she has it here soon, so. Wait, does Nico get the AoE auto attacks if she becomes Graves? That's pretty nice. I don't think it's actually how it works, but
I have no idea.
maybe. She has the animation as Akali when trading looking for something onto Aegis Fizzle, who has no Hourglass, right? So he is that target that can be burst down. Akali at this point in the game definitely has the damage to do it. With that level advantage, with that 2 item completion, if there's anyone that can kill the Orianna, Akali could definitely do it at this point, as Nasagi Pico's just trying to get in there. They don't quite have the siege potential here. Jinx is just going to be able to auto the wave, and it should be gone without that Baron. Akali will pick up that bot lane turret, as looks like Kansas City Esports are turning onto the Baron. They don't have a lot of objective damage, though. They don't have an 80 carry in this comp. Yes, they have Graves, but all he has is the shield bow, and his reload animation makes him a bit of the slower type of marksman on this objective. And we'll see if they want to turn for the fight. Set gets knocked out for now. Keeper's verdict has taken the top lane out. It looks like UMKC just want to burn it, but they don't quite have the ability to. They're looking for a fight now. Akshan might be the target. His heroic swing is canceled. The enemy jungler is down. Friggin' Turds takes credit for that one. And do they just turn right back to the Baron? Mid lane is in prio for blue, so they might be able to trade it for a tier 2, maybe even an inhibitor if you really force the issue. Graves, though, looking for maybe a flank angle, looking for something to find. He sees the Akali now. Akali going in, trying to get some damage down. Split team fight. Where will the focus be? Who will be able to find it? Friggin' Turds picks up the first. Soraka keeping her teammates alive will mean that no one actually falls. It's going to be a clean ace for Kansas City Esports. That fight was split. I couldn't really see what was going on. My bad.
And surely they should be able to close out the game here pretty shortly with this.
Yeah, with Baron, with the substantial gold lead, with Infernal Soul, you'd think they'd be able to close it out, right?
Barely.
I mean, you know. So,
I don't know. They haven't messaged,
oh, so it goes at least 3 more minutes.
or they didn't message me. Caleb's normally the one that.
Okay. Soraka's base gets canceled. Akshan stalling the base timers, but did he stall it long enough just to fall? That movement speed every time he auto attacks is kind of obnoxious for Poppy, but she's not letting him swing anymore. Does Akshan get a kill here? If Akshan gets a kill here, it's depressing. Oh, he's gonna try to find Soraka. Soraka forced down below 100, but not quite enough damage to pick up the kill. And yeah. Oh, interesting. Elder Dragon here in 50. I mean, if the game goes to Elder and they're not able to force the win, I think could start getting into a bit of a scary situation where Jinx, she hasn't been very strong all game. She's been pretty much shut down. She has 2 completed items here at 30 minutes into the game. But if she's able to pick up some of these shutdowns, there's a lot of gold to be picked up if you are the blue team here. As Jinx, nice Gale Force away, flash to follow, but I think she's just dead. Yeah, too much crowd control to dodge. Hayukim takes the kill credit for that one. 80 carry down for the spawn of the Elder Dragon means Graves will be able to freely split push. And it's on the rest of the members of this blue squad to try to find an advantage. They have the Akshan, so they still have an 80 carry in this fight. And will Kansas City Esports pull the trigger? Will they start the objective? Poppy going in onto Set. Set gets a nice engage on the background. 3-man E, but he's not quite able to kill Soraka. Soraka stays alive for so long, but she's just now fallen. Jinx gets rezzed, but Golden Spatula will not quite go down. Yeah, he's going to go down now. There we go. Graves triple. Oriana's TPing for the end. Jinx is walking, trying to stop, but I think this game keeps going, sadly. My team fight shot calling sucks dick.
Better than mine.
Yeah, true. AJ's just looking for something here. Jinx, this is what I'm talking about. That range is so obnoxious.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter though when you're 0-8. Like,
when Oriana QW kills you,
yeah,
he almost died to Oriana QW plus Elder. That's kind of rough. As top lane inhib's gone, bot lane inhib will be follow. They're pushing down. They're gonna get triple inhib. With Elder Dragon, you have to think this could be the victory march. Set now going in, trying to find something. Doesn't have that showstopper quite yet. Will pop the shield. He's going to be so tanky. Keeper's Verdict will send the auction away. It's going to be triple inhibs down. Kansas City Esports have gotten everything but the Nexus and Nexus Towers themselves. They have every objective. They have every turret besides the Nexus. They've done everything. They're at the finish line. To trip here would be a G2 Esports versus Misfits level throw. You'd think they've got 1,300 gold, the advantage. They have the soul. They have the elder. They have everything that you could want.
I will say this is going to be one of the problem points though for the team is actually just ending the game because you do
Closing it
lack that
out.
ADC, you lack that long range to just wail on the turret.
Yeah,
So
Jinx
it's
will just outrange
really
you.
tough to just actually go and end the game. But everything else, it's
I think you
it's
just need to
very hard
force
for
with
the
this
enemy
elder.
team to win the game.
Oh, Sad Boy Kev might have been found out here, or maybe he found them out as Akshan forced to dash away. Akshan's just dead. AJ picks up the first. Will he be able to pick up a triple? They got super minions pouring into every place. They're denying the base's TP from Set just to get back into the fountain.
This has to be
Jinx
it.
gets rooted up. Jinx gets taken down. You have to think this is the end here. They have no 80 carry. It's all on Akali and Set. Can they provide it? The showstopper comes through, but his show's going to get stopped. He's pinging that Nico flashed. I guess that's great, but Nice hourglass will buy some time, but the silence will mean that he falls. Nasagi Pico walks it out. Kansas City Esports pick up game 1. And conclusion, Akshan Jungle, not very good.
All right, well, I gotta go join the team again, so I'll be back for game 2 shortly.